Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Strategy Now. This is where we take a look at all of the action that's happening into the midday. And there is a silver lining to this market right now. Currently, you see all of the large cap indices. The Dow Jones down 141 points at 19,747. You have the NASDAQ down 32 points at right around 5,092.50. You have the S&P 500 down 950 at 2266.50. So you say, well, where's the silver lining, Joe? By the way, my name is Joseph Cusick from the Cusick Group, securities offered by MoneyBlock. The silver lining, small caps. The Russell 2000 is trading up $1.20 at 1351. That's important to note because small caps are going to benefit from domestically centric policies. Infrastructure plays, maybe the protectionism that's coming into play. Currently, the dollar is being beat up right now, down below 100 at 99.60, down 80 cents. Bottom line is that right now you're seeing that the small cap domestically centric stocks are performing. As a matter of fact, when you take a look at the earnings that have been coming out, with the slew of the quarterly results that have come. And obviously, everyone's going to be looking at Apple after hours today. By the way, I'm going to be talking about that at 3:30 Eastern Time. I'm going to be going over Apple and AMD and a whole bunch of other stocks that are going to be having earnings after hours. Join me. And you still have Facebook. Now, Facebook is getting pounded today, down $1.20. Amazon down $9.53. They will be reporting later this week, but you can see that these large cap names are starting to see some profits being taken because they are also multinational companies. There's a real desire by the Trump organization to get these large cap companies to repatriate a lot of this capital that they have overseas, as well as bringing over and bringing back jobs and so forth. So, bottom line is that ahead of all of this uncertainty and so forth, and with all of these earnings coming out mixed, some of the retail names, like as we had discussed, Under Armour coming out saying, hey, retail sales, they were lower. Foot traffic was down over this holiday season and now getting into the new year. Bottom line is there's challenges. So with that being said, where else do we look other than the earnings factor? That's been, somewhat mixed, but not totally negative. You take a look at the economic data and anything else binary. FOMC, rate decision scheduled for tomorrow afternoon. And you also have the non-farm payrolls to be released on Friday. Those are going to impact the market. Ahead of all of this uncertainty and this movement, especially in the large cap side, you did see finally, and this is what I said, the red flag you want to watch out for, bonds. Treasuries, the counter-cyclical area, basically you see that Treasuries yields have actually increased or lower by 4 basis points. That means that there's a little bit of a safety trade with the 10-year at 2.45% and 4 out of the 5 counter-cyclical sectors in the green. You're basically seeing that the market is setting themselves up for a little bit of uncertainty, maybe some volatility coming in. What's notable, though, is that these are also some sectors that could benefit from the Trump policies, especially healthcare. If you look at it strategically and performance-wise, healthcare today is up 0.7%. Now, that's after President Trump meeting with some of the top drug makers, making some comments on how we want to lower prices, get the jobs back and the manufacturing of these drugs back in the United States, which means that if they're going to lower prices, he's going to have to come up with some way to look at the regulations. But also what was impressive about the healthcare sector and specifically the drug area and the drug stocks was that Pfizer came in and missed on earnings. Pfizer is up 22 cents at 31.54. So you can see that the market's shaking this off, saying that maybe this part of the Trump agenda could come to fruition a lot quicker than thought, or at least in front of, let's say, something like tax policy change. So again, with all the talk about getting the drug industry back in the United States, repatriating a lot of the capital in pro quo, quick pro quo, thus then lowering some industry regulations. That's a positive for that sector. On the cyclical side, you're seeing that energy is lower by 0.4%, but that's not because of the move in crude. Crude actually has been moving to the upside. It's up at 53.31. It's actually in the green, but you did have ExxonMobil in negative territory today, trading down at $83.99, $84. Basically, the ExxonMobil earnings report has outweighed the move in crude. The company's slipping 1% on poor earnings. We'll have to watch to see if the oil uptick is going to start moving the energy space to the upside. Just looking at the remainder of the cyclical sectors, industrials continue to retreat, down 1.2%, XLI. Technology down by 0.9%, but obviously you can see that large cap tech is getting hit in the chin, so to speak. And the financial sector, with bond yields increasing, prices decreasing and prices going up in bonds. That inverse relationship for financials and bonds. If bond prices start going up, financials start to get weighed on, down 0.8%. So that's the action that we're seeing right now. And strategically, you see trimming up with, again, some uncertainty on how these policies from the Trump administration are actually going to play out, as well as the now battlegrounds that are starting to be built along the lines of Trump's cabinet nominees. There's a lot of discussion, stuff that we haven't heard in a long time as far as disagreement and Democrats walking away. He's also going to be announcing a Supreme Court justice nominee. So there's a lot of potential volatility going on right now. So stay tuned. We're going to come back at 3:30 Eastern Time at Tech Talk here at MarketStream.live, where I'll be talking about all of the stocks that are going to be having earnings tonight. And you'll want to stay tuned because I'm going to give you giving you estimated ranges on all these stocks. So you're going to have an idea of where they could potentially move with basically a 68% probability going into the event tonight. So join me then at 3:30 Eastern Time here at MarketStream.live. Thanks.